Yo, man, welcome back to another episode of For the Record, man. I'm your host, Ace Bug. And I got a very, very special, he humble, but, presence speak for itself. My newfound brother, man, Jamar Hardin, bro. What's good, bro?
Chilling.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good.
All right? We got to sit here, we working on a Sunday, but, yeah, you feel like, man, so how's life, bro? It's good.
Man, everything is good, man. I have no complaints whatsoever, man.
Feel that.
It's great.
Feel that.
Yeah.
Man, we got a lot that we gonna dive into.
Let's do it.
We're gonna jump right into it, you know. We sitting in now with your loan location, you started out, Major League, and I think that's where I initially seen it, met you.
That was a landmark.
Yeah. Landmark.
You was Strays, right?
Yeah.
Strays.
For real though, real talk, dude. Funny dude, man.
Yeah.
Man, what, I ain't gonna say what happened because it don't seem like it's Major League still standing and everything. So, how did we get to urban opulence, man?
So we had Major League and Landmark, and then once we got out of that lease, we took it to where it's at now. It's on Sterling, and for me, I love working with the guys and everything like that. But just being as an owner, sometimes you kind of separate, because a lot of times when you're dealing with a bunch of people and everything like that, when stuff hits the fan, you can't just. I'm with everybody. I'm with the group. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes I'm just kind of cut and laugh too. But as an owner, if they say, "Hey, I need you to do this. I need you to do that," but I'm cutting, I'll be like, "Dang, I can't. Just give me a second." You know what I mean? And it happened a lot.
Sure.
And when it would be. Stuff would hit the fan or something would happen and I would have to try to put out that fire. It was taken away from me and my clients sometimes, you know what I mean? And, sometimes where, you want to have an intimate conversation with your client or whatever, and you got everybody in the group listening, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't have that conversation with your client.
Exactly.
So for me, I said, man, okay, what am I looking at? I was like, all right, how can I still be me, cut hair, and still keep the group? I was like, I got to take myself out of it. And at the time, I also was doing Pure Oasis too, which was all women's salon. Well, it wasn't a salon; it was like an esthetician spot, so you had everything in there. So I was like, well, there's a spot there that I could go there and do. And at that time, a lot of barbers were kind of doing their own little salon thing. They would probably go to like a suite or something like that.
Right.
So at Pure Oasis, it was just a perfect spot for it. It just called my name. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm putting everything together and I'm doing all this stuff for this shop, the Pure Oasis, I'm like, man, I think this might be the move. This might be the move. And I looked at it, and then I started putting little pieces together, and next thing I know, I'm like, it's it.
For sure.
And I was like, I gotta separate. I gotta go. But what it also did was it emptied out a chair at my other shop. Right. So because of that, I was able to put somebody else in there and then keep that thing flowing. You know what I mean? And while I'm working over here, watching this and making sure this is straight over here, I got my people, I got my intimacy, my guys want to listen to, they want to talk and everything like that. So it was just like a win-win. You know what I mean? And so then when we had Pure Oasis, shout out to all the girls there, when that ended, I was like, man, I don't want to go back to, my clients don't want to go back to a shop full of people, you know what I mean? So honestly, man, I was looking around and I was like, maybe I should go to a suite and go that route. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then, man, I was just driving one day, man, and this thing was just lit up. And I drove by here, people drive by here all the time, never notice it, right? And man, I just looked and I said, this is it. This is it right here. I hollered at the dude, and I think he was actually for to do a coffee shop here. This used to be like a car dealership.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it used to be a car dealership. And so he was kind of like, I'm trying to make it into a coffee shop, but I don't really know what I want to do. And I just kept in his ear. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and trust you on this. And I said, you ain't gonna be disappointed. I'm finna show you what it's gonna look like.
Right.
And then boom, that's how Urban Opulence came.
Man.
Yeah.
Because my first time in here, I'm like, yo,
it fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like it's like, what more do you need?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's all there, everything cool.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, and then as a shorty, like I started sweeping hair in the barbershop when I was like 11, 12. and not knowing, like, you know, it's barbershops are a cultural staple in our culture, especially. You know, I feel like it's a cornerstone. The barbershop was the first podcast.
For real.
The barbershop was the first podcast.
I have so many podcasts with my clients already. I was like, bro, if the camera was on right now, if the camera was on right now, bro, it would have so many views right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real.
Like, I've been talking to so many different barbers, and like, man, you realize if you just set up a camera,
man,
you have like 1 million different episodes in one day.
Dude, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure it out. I was just talking about this. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can do that. But yes, exactly, man. For real.
That's the way we're going to talk off camera.
Yeah.
We're going to talk off camera.
Because I got to try to figure this out, man.
So, no, like, you was teasing about it when we was, you know, off camera. How did barbering come about? Or was this always the plan?
No, this was not the plan. I always could cut. I always was trying to cut. And you know how you get some liners you want, hey, let me line you up. Let me line you up. You know, like, let me line you up. So I was always doing that, man, from a young age, man, whether it was my brother, my cousins, and everything like that. And in high school, probably my sophomore year, I was doing, man, I was butchering myself. Like, I went to Heads Up, got my hair cut from Snap and Cool and G and all that was and stuff like that. And when I wasn't getting my haircut there, I would try to do it myself. Right? And you know, you got your mom's razors in the bathroom or something, or your dad's liners or whatever the case may be. So I would always do that. And when it's probably about my sophomore year, they finally gave me some liners. They was like, man, here. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I had grew my hair out. So I wasn't cutting like that. I was just lining myself up. But I was always cutting in high school, and then to eventually I ended up getting a pair of clippers and everything, and then I had set up a little fake barbershop in my basement, you know what I mean, and lined up all my guys. Everybody's on the team, you know, other people that was on basketball teams all over the city, stuff like that. And so I just always was doing it, but I never thought it was going to be like my thing. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go to school, you know, I can draw, and I wanted to be an architect, honestly. I wanted to be an engineer, you know?
Gotcha.
And so that was my goal. And my dad was like, dude, you should go to barber. I thought it was a smack in my face. I was like, you trying to have me go to barber school? I'm trying to be an engineer. You know? And so I went to college. And everything like that. And I was so upset that he told me I should go to barber school that I didn't bring my clippers.
Gotcha.
I did not bring my clippers to college. I just brought my liners. And there was a dude that was on campus, man. There wasn't no barbers on campus. There wasn't no barbershops nowhere near. And I seen him at it was at dinner. And man, his hair was jacked up. And I was like, yo, who did that? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, oh, I had to go to Great Clips. There ain't no barbershops here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, bro, I gotta fix it. I was like, hey, come up to my dorm room and I got you. I'm gonna line you up or whatever. And so I did what I could with my liners. And after that, man, it just took off. Like, that mother was calling me Mr. Barber in college. And it was crazy. And then so I still went to school, still trying to get that going and everything like that. And then once I graduated from college, I went to Caterpillar. Okay, and I started doing it, like, you know, started working there and stuff, trying to start the whole engineer situation. You know? And so then from there, right about like 2008 was when they did like the massive layoffs and whatever. And so you know, I got fired. I got fired. And it was probably one of the best things that could have happened to me, because there I was, man. I had a new house, a new crib, a new car, you know, thinking I was trying to just go up the ladder in Caterpillar, and boom, no job at all. You know what I'm saying? Getting unemployment. And I worked at like Dunham's. I worked at Sam's Club, the Verizon spot at Sam's Club. And I was just didn't know what I was going to do, man. And I was like, dang, man, I'm over here pinching pennies together. You know? And somehow or another, man, I ended up I can't remember who it was, but they told me, man, that came back around. It was like, hey, why don't you try, you know, going to barber college? We seen your cuts out here, you know? And I was like, you know what I mean? So somehow or another, I get in touch with her name was Lisa at the time, but the barber college, Pure Barber College on Garden. And, you know, she was just like, hey, just come, you know, come check it out and everything like that. And I told her, I said, Lisa, I ain't got no money.
Right.
She was like, you got clippers? I'm like, yeah, I got clippers. And she was like, just come. And from there, man, it just became, man. I was there with Grizz, Varus, Dre.
Yeah.
I was with Kwame was there for a little bit. Vic was there for a little bit.
Y'all sound like the 03 draft.
Man, it was so much love in there, man. I just want to keep doing that, whatever. But
right.
So once I got my hours and everything like that, I was like, shoot, I'm ready. All right, see you, Lisa. And she was like, no, you ain't do no schoolwork.
Yeah.
you ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't pay no money. Yeah. All you was in here doing was cutting. And I was like, damn.
So
I was like, damn. So now what? She was like, you're going to have to take this state board. And I was like, all right, well, let me do it. She was like, you're not going to pass it. There's no way you're going to pass it. So I was like, well, let me see the mock draft one. So she gave me the mock draft. And, just educated guesses. Mm-hmm. Educated guesses. Because she was like, if you pass this, I'll sign your thing and you can get on out of here.
Yeah.
I feel like every question on that one. I felt like every question on that one. And so I said, Lisa, let me just take it over. Let me take it over. And she was like, Jamar, you're not going to, you got it. She was like, you need to go get a workbook. You need to go do all this stuff. And I was like, I can't. I was like, there's no way I can do this. Yeah. And so I said, let me study this little pamphlet or whatever, and let me retake it today. Mm-hmm. And she was like, all right, if you pass it, I'll let you do it or whatever. Right. So I flipped it over. I studied it for I don't know, I can't remember how long I studied for it. I flipped it over. Photographic memory took in the overdrive. I was over here singing something. A, B, C, B. So I'm doing all this or whatever, right? I headed to her and I was like, and she was like, I don't know how you just did that. I don't know how you did that. I passed it, right? Yeah. So I'm like, oh, no, let's go. Let's go. So you said you was going to
conversation.
Let's go, right? And so she did that, and she was just like, you're going to have a hard time if you don't. She gave me this little workbook. She was like, study this little workbook. She was like, study this and study for it. And at the time, you had to go to Chicago to take the test and everything like that. So I went with my homeboy, and I told him, I said, bro, I'm probably going to fail this month. What you want to do after this? Because it ain't no point of even what I'm saying, being in Chicago. Right. She like, you want to go to House Hoops? I'm like, bet. So I'm not even thinking about the test at this point. So I'm like, it was at a hotel. I don't even remember where it was at. And I went in. I looked over the book a little bit, and I was like, okay, it's cutting the hair. It can't be that hard. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go in, I take the test. I'm probably the first one done. I was probably like the first. And I'm looking. I'm going over my stuff, looking like I'm looking around. I'm like, damn, he's still working. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, forget it. It ain't no point even. Like, it is what it is. So I turned my stuff in, and bro, I got that paper back. I said, go ahead, tell me. They said, bro, you passed. I said, shut the fuck up. You serious? Passed it, man. So I said, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing there. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So everything after that lined up, because I still owed her some money. At the time, I said I used to get my haircut at Heads Up. Right. So at that time, G was like, man, when you get done, when you graduate and everything like that, you get your state board, you pass it, you got a spot here. Right. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I did everything. G was like, you got, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing left was to pay her the money back. And I was in that mug from day and night. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to, whatever I can to get that bread. And I toss her that, I'm done. For sure. Yeah. Bro. And that's the rest is history. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy for real. No retake. I don't know. No retake. No nothing. No, it was just one shot.
He told me it was a crazy story.
Crazy story.
No Vaughn. He told me it was a crazy story. And it definitely is. Yeah. Piggybacking off of that, man, like, because you was born and raised in Peoria. Mm-hmm. How much of your upbringing in Peoria goes into what you know? Like, because this, after a while, like, you stop thinking that, oh, I'm just going to the barbershop is just another errand for the day. Mm-hmm. The barbershop and coming to get your haircut has become an experience. Oh, yeah. Like, people, you go, some people are serving you wine. Some people are, different treatments and stuff like that.
I had the alcohol bar too, man.
I already know.
I took it away though because these mothers wasn't doing right by it.
They was getting tore up in the
sign that says if you kill it, you gotta refill it, and nobody was refilling it. There was a few that was refilling it, but for the most part, no. But yeah, it's experience. I tried to make that experience. You know what I mean? I definitely tried to do that.
We gonna get to that. But how much of like what Peoria needs and what Peoria lacks, and then you travel and you experience different things in different cities and different countries and stuff like that. How much of when you go places and stuff like that are you bringing back? You like, This is what's gonna set me apart from the next barbershop.
100%.
What goes into that?
So I used to live in Florida, right? And when I lived in Florida, I never seen a barbershop like this. The shop that I worked at, I had never seen it. It was immaculate. It was hardwood floors. The crazy thing is they was in there wearing like dress clothes.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And that was what he wanted. He was like, nah, you coming in here, you gotta wear dress shoes. And I thought that was crazy, but he got off of that. But I just had never seen, anything like this. I mean, it was super elegant, but it was in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can we cuss? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But it was black establishment and stuff, and I was just like, man, this is so dope. Yeah. They had all the new stuff and everything like that. And so when I got done with Florida, I came back and I said, I'm finna do that in Peoria. Because at the time, a lot of the barbershops here, I felt like they were like it was that homey vibe, right? Cozy vibe, right? It was like the mom and pop shop. It was like, it wasn't really like, it was kind of like just tight. You know? I was like, man, I was coming back to something like, bro, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta change the flooring, we gotta get these ring lights, we gotta do this, that, and the other. And it kind of pushed back and everything like that. And I was like, man, I see it in my head. We can just emulate that from boom to boom. So I said to myself, I know that this isn't my final stop, right? So I need to make sure that when I do my stuff, I'm gonna do it how I want to do it. So that's what I did. I took a lot of the stuff that I saw in Florida, and because at the time Instagram wasn't even around, right? You know what I'm saying? It was, but it wasn't hitting like that. It is now. Like now it is now, right? And so a lot of the stuff that I saw, I was just taking it and I was just trying to put it in Peoria. You know what I'm saying? And so, like with the floors here and the colorful, bright colors and stuff like that. That's a lot of that stuff, man, is from other, like Florida, you know what I'm saying? Other big cities and stuff like that. And I'd be like, man, why can't we do that? Yeah. Why can't it look like that here? Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I've done. Yeah. You know what I mean? The curl sponge. Yeah. At the time, the little usher cut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling those up like, yo, I see how they doing it, bro. It's this thing called a sponge, bro. Formula. It's a sponge, bro. I'm telling you this right now. I'm like, and I'm finna sit a couple down here.
Hey, the sponge way was the craziest way. It had. I didn't know that you can go to the store and actually buy. Like my godmom had told me. Yeah. Your brother in here, he just cut up the sponge. Yeah. I said, just cut some holes in the sponge.
That's it. That's all it is. That's all it was. That's all it was. And I was like, man, this how Usher doing it, y'all. This how Usher doing it, y'all. So yeah, like everything, man, like a lot of that stuff that I got here and stuff is from other places that I done seen and I done brought here, you know what I mean? Yeah. The ring lights, you know what I mean? Like that, now there's some hexagon lights. I don't know if you've seen them, but they doing that now and stuff. So
for sure, man. Switching gears a little bit, man. You made mention of your pops and my condolences all again.
Appreciate it. Same to you.
Yeah, same to you for sure. And like I get the same vibe. Like your pops had a very influential role in a lot of decision making and stuff like that. So like, how does somebody that is eclipsing success and stuff like that? Because we human too. How do you still cope with the feelings and because it don't just zap and go away.
No.
You still have your days and stuff like that. How do you maintain your focus? What goes into that?
Man, honestly, I think it's a lot of the stuff that he instilled in me when I was a kid. That my dad was he was military, so so it was more so you ain't doing this right than it is you are doing it right. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was I didn't need like motivation. That was already built with that chip or that motivation. Like, man, I don't need nobody telling me to get up at 8 o'clock because I can, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because my dad would hit me up and be like, yo, you still sleep? What you doing, bro? You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, you're right. So a lot of the stuff that he instilled in me when I was a kid that I do now. Yeah. It's just habit now. You know what I mean? So I'm very self-motivated when, I see something I wanted. He was one of those guys that I'm not finna to give it to you. I'll show you how to do it. And once I show you how to do it, you got questions? Cool. There you go. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't finna, now that I showed you, I'm definitely taking it away. Now, you on your own with it. You know what I mean? So that was a lot of things that for me was like, all right, if I want to go out here and get it, what's the formula? How do I go out here and get it? And now that I figured it out, okay, now I must keep my foot on the gas. There's no letting up on it. You know what I'm saying? So that was always a big thing for me, man. It was just being self-motivated. And he taught me that. He taught me, like, bro, you don't wait on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Go and get it yourself. What you waiting on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And a lot with me, man, like, Pops was my hero. So, like, it was just like, man, a lot of stuff, like, okay, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna put my own little style on it. But, the foundation of it came from. So, you know, like, even with you and fatherhood, man, like, do you find yourself mirroring?
The funny thing is, so for me, it's the opposite.
Gotcha.
Okay. See, I was bad.
Gotcha.
I was a terror when I was a kid, man. I was bad. Get kicked out of schools, all sorts of stuff, right? So they was hard, right? Right?
Yeah. Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the middle child. Okay. The forgotten ones. but I was also bad though. You know what I'm saying? So for me with fatherhood, my son is not. It's the complete opposite of me, right?
Yeah.
And so he's very emotionally intelligent, right? And so a lot of times, you know, from when I was a kid, my dad would be like, "Come on, man, I told you, right?"
Yeah.
I don't gotta do that with my son, right? And I had to switch because, you know, when you're as a parent, right? You gotta see sometimes with the things that they need, right? And like I wasn't growing up, we weren't a big hugger. I love you kind of situation. So for me, I wanted to make sure that I hug, kiss, and tell my son I love him. Right. So those are a lot of things where if I get into J Hard mode, I have to stop myself out and like, hey, he's not Jamar.
Right.
He's Jace. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that is a big thing that I had to be aware of. You know what I'm saying? It's just not to go into, because obviously when your dad is telling you, you naturally start mirroring what you saw. Right? You start boom, boom, boom. Of course. And so you have to break that right there. You know what I'm saying? So for my son, I have to break a lot of those things that I grew up seeing in you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it gets funny when you like in adulthood, because like I lost Pops when I was 23. So like me and my brother, we shot back and forth like, dang, I wish Pops was like to see us in this older stage.
See now. Yeah.
Like I wish he'd see the music taste and everything now. Cause like now me and my brother, we be like, bro, I ain't trying to listen to none of this stuff that's out now.
Yeah. and towards the end of his transition, we was able to talk, and he was telling me how proud he was of me and stuff like that. Like, just, you know, all the things that weren't said, he was able to say. Gotcha. You know what I mean? We were able to sit down, have two conversations like men, and talk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, as a father and a son, sometimes you stay in that father-son mode, right? And it's hard sometimes to be like, hey man, I'm almost 40, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so the beautiful thing about towards the end was we were able to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's a lot of things that, you know, he told me and got it, you know, off his mind, off his chest, and I was happy about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was definitely that was tough, man. Just seeing stuff like that, it was really tough. And you never think, like you said, your dad's a hero, right? So you think, you know, growing up, I thought my dad was the strongest, biggest guy, take on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know, and so towards the end, you just like, dang, I never would have thought that this would how it's going to end. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that hits. It hits and that hurts. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes it's hard to process that. You know, but you know, you just take it day by day, one day at a time, stuff, man. You know, but
and I'd like to speak to what you just said, like that. I'm proud of you. You can have everybody out in the world.
That's the only one you're looking for. That's the only one you're looking for.
That's the one you want to hear.
That's the only one you're looking for.
And then, because I mean, I told my mom this. We had our heart to heart after I graduated from college. Like I said, Mom, I'm not discrediting. You know, everybody being there and everything like that. But I went to Jackson State because my dad went to Jackson State. I took to the heart because he went to Jackson State. So that degree was personal. Like, and I'm like, when I came off the stage and that I'm proud of you wasn't here, like, Mom, like it ain't. it ain't you.
Yeah.
Your hug and kiss was every.
But I needed it over here.
It's a gratifying feeling from that man right there. Like I think I heard Steve Harvey say it best, man. Your dad is gonna be the only man that you encounter that wants you to be better than him.
Yeah.
No other man is gonna want you to be better.
It was so many times when I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, check this out. I did it. And he'd be like, "What's up?"
Oh.
He like, "Go harder, Jamar. Go harder." You like, as I'm telling you, that motivate, that, you know what I mean? It's like, dang, why are you doing this to me, man?
I put my all into this, bro.
I just cut up Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shoot.
Like, that's what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. You ain't getting when he was all black though. You gotta when he was Drake. You're like,
you gotta use enhancements.
Exactly.
Sure,
so no, for real. That's the one you looking for. That is the one you looking for. Is that I'm proud of you. Yeah. And I was so. It was like a when he finally did that.
Yeah.
It was huge, man. And I was like, man, that's what I was looking for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm glad we were able to talk and everything like that before everything was all said and done.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we talked about like barbershops kind of being the original podcast and stuff like that, and then creating vibes and everything like that. What turns Jamar off cutting hair? What makes a bad client?
Oh, what makes a bad client? On time. Like, you know, I go off Booksy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I book appointments, right? Nothing bothers any barber is when you book that appointment and you cancel at the last minute. That is the worst, right? And some days, right? Let's say you came in for like 4 hours, right? Mm-hmm. And you get everything situated, you're on your way there, and then 3 people back to back cancel.
So you had this happen?
Oh, it's happened plenty of times.
Oh my God.
It's happened plenty of times. I'll sit back and I'll be like, what is going on? Or, you know, you kind of can tell. Like, I've been cutting for almost, in the barbershop, over 15 years, right? Mm-hmm. You can kind of tell when the weather get bad or when there's some snow outside or whatever. You're like, man, here we go. Motherfuckers start canceling. You can't really hold that against them. But when you get, like, I have no problem blocking anybody from booking on my app. They're like, bro, I'm trying to book an appointment, man. I can't get in. I'll be like, damn, I don't know what happened. Go on there and check out it again. Like, man. And I just hope that they just be like, yeah, forget it. You know what I mean? But there'll be some ones that'll be adamant and be like, no, I'm trying to get back in. And I'll tell them. Like, I'll be like, bro, I took you off that mode because, bro, you keep canceling on me. They're like, no, I don't. And I'll be like, here's the funny thing about this, bro. I can see your percentage, right? You shooting right now. You shooting 10% from the field, bro. Ooh. Like you ain't even hitting 40%.
115.
They be like, oh, okay, yeah, my fault. I'm gonna do better. I'll be like, yeah, because I don't want to have to do this again. Yeah. Next time I'm not gonna answer.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I think that's one. And shout out to all the moms out here. But if you got a kid that cannot sit still, won't sit still, and it's bad. Don't no barber want
terrible combination.
No, you know, and they always say like, I think you charge too much for kids. No, we don't charge enough for kids because again, I saw somebody say, man, imagine shooting darts, right? Mm-hmm. You know how hard it is to shoot that little arrow into that little board. Yeah. Ooh. Now imagine that board moving like this. That's how it is cutting up a bad moving kid. And you know, like I said, shout out to all the moms. You get the moms that just be sitting there on their phone. They don't be, it's your time.
Yeah, because it's my time.
Yeah. It's my time right here. You know, and you be like, Or you trying to say like, all right, little man, come on, sit still. You trying to tell the mom, come get him.
Right.
Do something, say something, because I don't want to be an angry bad guy. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And now we never gonna get anywhere with
this. You don't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah, because then they really not going. They gonna either gonna be 2 things. They either gonna fall in line or they gonna bug up after that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I think those are the 2 things right there, man. Is the late and the bad kids.
Bad kid, man. I've heard a lot of barbers say
dirty hair.
Ooh,
dirty hair. And again,
how dirty do it get, Jamar?
I mean, there'll be some cats I'll be like, I can't cut it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm running over the clipper and all I'm getting is your hair, I mean your scalp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even cutting it, it's just dry dandruff in there.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing with that. And I can wash it, but if I gotta, I ain't, oh man.
Or you got people that need that treatment and then complain about
Yeah.
the price of it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
bro.
Like, bro, come over to the wash bowl, bro. You got a little bit down. You're like, dang, how much is that gonna cost? You're like,
You could have taken care of
you
this
could have
before.
did this. Yeah. So I mean, those factors right there, man, and that's really like top. Those are probably top 5, top 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Any fellow barbers in the barber world you connect with in the P or?
I feel like I'm cool with all the barbers in the P.
Because I mean, you see hairstyle like on the women's side, like ooh.
Yeah, they can't. No, for the most part, I feel like the barber world here in Peoria is all love.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? DJ, I don't know if he's DJ Scantron right now or if he's.
Oh, we gonna bring him up as DJ Scantron.
But you know the Tribe, the Coops, the Snaps, the heavy hitters, the legends. You know what I mean? G when he was here, D Block, everybody from Heads Up, everybody from Vic when he want to cut, he nice with it.
Sure.
Kwame, Grizz, Vars, he in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss anybody.
I shout out Rich.
Rich. Everybody from Jug House, Calvin. Calvin was at my shop at one point in time. I don't want to, like I said, Dre. I don't know.
It sounds like it's like an Atlanta mentality with the
we
barbers.
all
Like
love.
it's all.
At least I like to think it is.
Yeah,
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? And maybe I'm like, why you post that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, like I said, for the most part, I think it's all love. Everybody from my shop, you know what I'm saying? Major League shop.
For sure that,
Yeah. Ralphie, David. I got some Hispanic barbers. They nice.
Yeah.
They nice with it, man. Brandon.
Hey, Hispanics just as passionate about their cuts.
Yeah, man. They be using that razor. I'll be like, how you that angle?
Yeah.
How you do that? You know what I mean? The spray, what they be doing with that.
Yeah,
You know
I'm seeing the TikToks and they like, bro.
Man, they cold with it, man. They
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you in a little flash round, man. Because shout out Greg. Last time I had Greg, we did this. Because, barbers got to have a vibe. You got to have music. You gotta have what you. Who's your top 5 rappers to cut to?
Jay-Z. I know it's going to be, I know people going to probably say, ooh, Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Lil Wayne, but old Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Let me see. I throw on some Jada. I will not put on Nas. he's top, but I just I'm good on that. And man, you don't really you forget about them, right? Until they came back around with the clips.
Yeah.
And you throw on old Clips album and you like, sheesh.
Yeah.
Makes you want to take that forget cutting here, that pot out real quick. You know what I mean? But no, for real, like, yeah, those are probably my top. And then honestly, a lot of people really don't really notice, but I'm an R&B guy. You know what I mean? You throw on a good R&B, a Lucky Day, something like that.
Man.
I mean, whoever, see, Lucky Day out right now. Hell, I put on John B. I put on 112. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love R&B. I like the old school R&B. Really, not the new stuff, man. Where it's kind of it ain't really R&B. I like when they was begging.
Soul trap.
I like when they was begging. You know what I mean?
For trap soul, that's what it is now.
Okay. And I'll do a Bryson Tiller. But I feel like he rapped on his last album. You know what I mean? So
I don't like rapping Tiller.
Yeah. Me neither. I wanted to hurt Tiller.
Yeah.
I wanted him with her. You know that one? That one song?
I said, man, somebody need to hurt Tiller feelings.
Somebody need to hurt his feelings. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Which on that note, that new Wale album.
I was listening to it. I was just in Chicago. I was listening to it. And I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I'm a Wale fan.
I love Wale.
I don't know.
When it comes to rap, I think now just getting older, like I respect the poetry and stuff.
Okay.
And he's more of a poetic.
Yeah.
Rapper.
Yeah.
So he, that's where I can.
Yeah.
Because his wordplay be different.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. It's just something about, I did a couple of his tracks. It's just something about it where it's like, I don't know if this is it. I don't know if this is it, man.
So are you like the one that come to the shop and you like, you know what your vibe is on your way to the shop, or you just come to the shop and hit shop for me like?
I honestly, my Pandora be on shuffle.
Gotcha.
My Pandora, but I'll go and hit the like button, or I'll go and thumbs down something in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I come in, and this is one of the things that they used to say to me all the time at Major League. They used to get on me about everything would be cool, right? I used to have a little schedule. I put it on ESPN. I even have it like, because we used to have like, bro, TV.
Yeah.
I have it on HLN, get your news. Right. I have it on ESPN, and I have it on, I don't know, whatever, something else on or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But then after a certain time, man, I'll go and I'll turn all that stuff off and just let it I'll mute it and put the music on. Everybody be like,
what happened, man?
Bro, I'll be like, yo, what's up? What happened? I'll put on Outcast Radio. I must be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? I'm like, you see what's going on? Everybody in that mug like this.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
That's why I did it.
That's why I did it.
ESPN loops.
Yeah, exactly.
ESPN loops.
That's what I said. You get to get up, you get first take, and then right now it's Patrick
McAfee.
Patrick McAfee, yeah. After that, nah, I'm gonna put it on. Everybody know when they come in here that I got that mug on. It is what it is. Yeah. I'll put it on. It is what it is. Joe and Jada, The Breakfast Club, and then after that, I'm watching some DJ. You know what I'm saying? I do that all day.
For sure.
You know, have you ever seen those on YouTube where they have the DJ playing stuff? Yeah. I'll let that ride.
And they'll just be mashing it up on
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my vibe. Every single day.
See, man. Routine. You get it. You get it.
Yeah.
And since you get it, we're going to take this opportunity to talk about, let's just call it what it is. Me and Jamar are teaming up alongside, Lexi and Greg.
Yep.
Talk to the people about what we got going on.
We got something special for that happen, man. New Year's Eve, man. I want everybody in the city to come, man. All walks of life to come to this event, man. Sure. I'm trying to make this an annual thing, man. I want this to be something that we do and we have fun, and it gets bigger and bigger to where it's like a soul fest, right? Mm-hmm. Who they bringing in this year? Who they bringing in? What's the theme this year? Mm-hmm. We having a New Year's Eve party, man. We gonna do it like Jeezy at the orchestra. You know what I'm saying? Where we listening to trap, R&B, whatever we want. Justin Bieber, if you want to listen to it, request it, right? It don't matter. I want everybody suited and booted. I want everybody fly. It's a 007 thing. I want all walks of life in this month, white, black, Indian, Asian. It doesn't matter. I want you to come out, have a good time. It's in a safer environment. We're going to laugh. We're going to have fun. We're going to eat. We're going to pop bottles. We're going to get drunk. If you want to go and get so drunk you need a room, we got rooms available. We got the whole shebang.
The whole thing is laid out.
The whole shebang. So there should be no reason why you going to Chicago.
None.
St. Louis, whatever. Peoria. If you're from here. If you're not from here, that's where you need to be in. That's it.
You just gave an ad right there.
Did I give an ad?
You just gave an ad right there.
I gave an ad then.
Yeah,
and we'll make it easy for you to book, the tickets or whatever. We got Eventbrite. We're going to have flyers, posters, yard signs. I mean, I don't want anybody with radio promotion. I don't want anybody to say, I didn't hear nothing about that. Because you're lying.
Because you're lying.
Because we telling everybody. We putting this thing everywhere. So I don't want no complaints. And it should be a great time.
For sure, man. Where did the idea come from?
Okay. So for me, I don't want to travel to Chicago on New Year's Eve. Gotcha. I don't want to spend $400 or $500 on one night just to go to a place where I don't know these people, right? Sure. Or if I'm with a group of people, we could have did that someplace here. You know what I'm saying? And we could do it here. That was my thing, man. It's like year after year after year. I'm too old for vibes. I'm too old for dream. Okay. I don't want to go to Diesel. No disrespect to none of these places. No disrespect to none of these places. I don't want to. It's just not my preference. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go to Kenny's. Because those are the things that you do every weekend. Yeah, I feel like, right? And Peoria is so limited to things that what you can do. I mean, I tried to do a cigar lounge. They did not want me to do that. I got my license, but I couldn't find a spot. Yeah. That's another. We'll talk about that another time. But man, I just wanted this. I wanted something different, right? And I was like, okay, if we do something different, and we have a New Year's Eve party, what can we do that's gonna get people's attention? Let's make it a thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we got what's the thing? All right. At first I wanted Great Gatsby.
Right.
But it just wasn't hitting like I wanted because it was like, what's that, 1930s?
Mm-hmm.
We weren't around like that.
Yeah.
We weren't kicking it like they were kicking it. I watched the Great Gatsby.
We was gonna show up like Quick and Sugar Ray and all that.
And that could be a thing one year. You know what I'm saying? To where we can do it. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to be a suit and tie. I wanted to be fly. I wanted it to be like an alpha gala, but I didn't want it to be like an alpha gala.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wanted it to be something sophisticated and ratchet.
Right.
Shout out
There you
to
go.
sophisticated and ratchet, right?
For sure.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's where all these concepts, and then I said, man, who can I get? What's the team now, right?
Yeah.
This is Ocean's 11 now. What's the team, right? So I said, who's out here? They doing their thing right here.
Right.
I said, it's Ace Boogie. I gotta get him. How can I get him? So I called Greg and I said, Greg, I got this event, man. I got it in my head, man. I got to figure out how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I get a hold of Ace? He said, what you trying to do? I said, well, I'm trying to do this and this. He said, I want to be a part of this. Sign me up. I said, all right, cool. All right.
Good.
So then he's like, I'm just on the phone right now, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the whole thing came, you know? And so hopefully, man, hopefully this thing takes off and, you know, we hit the ground running with this, and man, this could be an every year thing, man.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't ever have to look for a Chicago event for New Year's. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You
For
know,
sure.
my ultimate goal. This is so far stretched, but my ultimate goal is to grab like a Jeezy in this one.
Who said we can't?
I mean, you right. You know, we just know what the numbers gonna look like. We know what the numbers we're trying to grab the people.
Them numbers never gonna be low. And the people that we did, y'all just don't know. The people that were inquired about some outrageous tickets is going on.
It was crazy.
Just know if you go viral on TikTok, your price went up.
Crazy.
Your price went up.
Like Jesus.
That's out.
Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Go right ahead.
Man. But I honestly wanted John B. You know, when he was gonna be in Hawaii
Man.
at the time. That would have been a good look.
Funny story about John B. When you said it, I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Man, when that was the first R&B song, like, I fell in love. I was 3. Man, I was 3 years old.
What was the song? They don't know?
They don't know.
They don't know?
And I used to call the song Angel. Pops used to play it, like, it used to be on repeat.
Yeah.
And so, like, after
that's
I
what you hear.
Shorty, yeah.
That's what
like,
you hear.
Yeah, I'm here.
Angel.
Yeah, that's all I'm hearing that song. I'm like, hey, Dad, turn on Angel.
And he like, what?
Like, what's Angel?
Yeah.
Come on, that's
Angel.
Angel.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, John, that's been my, like, that's the family joke, man.
Let's
Like,
get him, man. Let's get him next year. Let's get him.
and this gonna circulate enough. This episode get out. Y'all tag John B. Tag.
Tell him why you going to Hawaii, bro. Come on, man. Stop.
Unless you got love, you might take your girl or something in your life.
Come here, you're in cold weather, man.
Damn.
Doing this. Come on, man.
Singing your heart out.
Singing your heart out. So, man. No, I get it.
No,
I
for
get
real.
it. Yeah.
For real though, man. It's been we can do this anytime.
Yeah.
You want to chop it in the barbershop? You got something to talk about? We got a topic.
Yeah, I'm always long
We can
with it,
just
bro. I can
post
talk
up.
about anything, bro.
Shit, I can be long with it right with you.
Hey, let's
Right
do it,
with you. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
But man, let the people know where you at. Let them know what's going on. You know where they can find you. All of that.
Okay. I am here at 814 North William Cuff Boulevard. I did change my name because I'm doing something with some other shops right now. So I changed my name from Urban Opulence to MVP.
Okay.
So it'll match with Major League, and we got some other barbershops that we trying to open up. So it's going to be sports themed.
Gotcha.
So that's the reason why I switched it. But yeah, so if you want to call it Urban Opulence, you want to call it MVP, I'm here. Either way it go. You know, my handle on Instagram is JHBarber12. Just book your appointments, man. Go on Booksy. And,
Don't cancel. Do not cancel.
You better not. You better not cancel.
Do not cancel.
You get 3. You get 3 cancels.
3 strikes and you out. He a Cardinals fan, so he knows baseball.
That's
3
it.
strikes and you out.
3 strikes and you out. No, I'm not playing for real. And they know that too.
Yeah, and get them tickets too on Eventbrite.
Please.
Make sure y'all go grab them tickets. We gonna definitely make sure y'all have a good time. It's gonna be like that.
For real.
I'm telling you, for everything.
Everybody's on the team. We got Greg, we got Jew, we got Lexi, we got Mike from the 9, DJ Scantron, on the ones and twos. What else?
And we got y'all.
And we got y'all.
We got y'all.
Yeah, beautiful event.
So yeah, for sure. Do not miss it, man. It's all love here, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir.
For sure, bro. But it's been another episode of For the Record. Make sure y'all like, comment, sharing, subscribing, doing everything.
I want this thing
get
to
out there.
million views.
He deserves it. I think I deserve it. We all deserve it. So let's make it a deserving experience.
Let's go.
But no, for real, man, it's been another one. You just caught a vibe with us, and we out.